Good morning, Packers fans. Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels, except not on Facebook because our Facebook account got hacked on Saturday night by some Vietnamese hacker. I see you, buddy. Facebook's on the case, though. Facebook page should be back in the next day or two. In the meantime, I am streaming on my personal blogger page, but uh, thank you, everyone, for your patience regarding Facebook. If you're watching on the blogger page, thanks so much for continuing to watch via Facebook. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I had a lovely Sunday, kind of recharging, getting away from everything. Got into the city, had some fish and chips there at Salt and Battery. Oh, if you are ever in New York City and you are fixing for fish and chips, do it proper. Go to a Salt and Battery in the Village. So damn good. Otherwise, yeah, we were here all 3 days streaming for the NFL draft. We had a ball. Thank you to everybody who showed up, who watched the stream, who Patreon members who joined us on Zoom throughout all 3 days. What a good time. Tons of fun. Thank you to all our special guests who stopped by, Kenny Clark, Tom Crabtree, uh, all the guys from 1265 during the draft. So great. So great to see all of them, all of you. And the draft class, I mean, shout out to Brian Gutekunst. I said it in my wrap up video. I'm going to say it again. You guys know me. I am Mr. You got to let it play out. Nobody knows, etc. And I am still very much that. But holy cow, I am having real difficulty putting a lid on my excitement for this class. I love what Brian did. I absolutely love it. And I tell you what, I kind of dove into some of the tape on Saturday night and then yesterday morning for some of these new prospects. And man, I'm telling you, this Dobbs kid, oh boy, I know Christian Watson's going to get the headlines, but that kid's legit. His tape, holy cow. The tackles, I think, the offensive line work they got help there. I'm obviously the first day, the help on the defensive side of the ball. Again, trying not to get too excited, but I am pretty damn excited. Hello to everybody in the comments. Good to see everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend. Brandy starting us out with a super chat. Thanks, Brandy. I've only ever wanted two things, a linebacker and to get Kenny some help. Got both Thursday. Joy. Also, buy Ty Summers. Brandy, now. I wouldn't hand Ty Summers his pink slip just yet. But, the odds are a little bit tougher for Mr. Summers now. No question about it. But he could still be a contributor on special teams. I know he's your nemesis, but let's not throw him out the door just yet. But yes, it is nice to get Kenny some help and to get a linebacker who doesn't have to come off the field. Uncultured, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Nags, this morning's jams are China Grove, Blackwater, and for the DIC, What a Fool Believes, Pappies. Outstanding. I love how this weekend became about the Doobie Brothers. It's so great. For those of you who maybe missed it on the live stream, I think it was the first night. Maybe no, it was the second night. It was the Friday night. One of our Patreon members, Soder, has a passing resemblance to one Michael McDonald. And one of the YouTube comments said, "Is this guy going to sing Taking It to the Streets or what?" And I just lost my mind. But so from that moment on, I think pretty much the rest of the weekend was dedicated to the Doobies. So thank you, Uncultured. I definitely will be listening to those later. Who we got here? Trampus Sanders, what's up? This is not Olive's burner account. I only said what I said to get your reaction, Nagler. Beer is gross all around. Comment during the draft party. Nah, man. I forgot it as soon as I yelled at you about it. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. But thank you. Thanks for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Marshall, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. The Packers killed this draft, got two premium defenders, the wide receiver they were mocked by many to draft in round one, got O-line help, and drafted Dobbs, a wide receiver projected as a second-round pick. It's really interesting you bring that up about so many mocks having the Packers take Watson in the first round. I saw at least three different national folks who were like, or national outlets who were like, "Oh, the Packers once again failed to address wide receiver in the first round." But it's like Watson was taken like three picks out of the first. Like, what's the difference other than the fact that they didn't get the fifth-year option on the kid? It's like 3 first-round picks. Unbelievable. The perception, the manipulation from the national media. And I do love, it's so fascinating to me to watch the reaction and the grades from national folks when it comes to the Packers draft and analysts and what they talk about. And, I saw like a B minus, C plus, blah blah blah. And it's like you just don't, man. And that's why I love how excited Packers fans are because they understand their team and how they operate and the things that they accomplished in this draft. But the people, who have to cover all 32 teams, who look at everything through a certain prism or a certain lens, like, oh well, the Packers don't operate like every other team, so clearly they messed up. It's like I just love Packers fans. I love it so much. Marshall, what's up, man? O-line help? Yes, O-line help. They got O-line help in this draft. Chris, what's up, man? How are you doing? Good morning. I know you're a big proponent of we don't know in terms of the draft class, but realistically, what can we expect from our first rounders? Oh, I think immediate contribution is the expectation. There's no doubt that, they will probably, I'm not going to say for sure, but probably be brought along um, with an eye towards, if not starting right away, at least contributing, you know, immediately. Not saying they're going to pencil them in as starters like they did Josh Myers last year. Don't forget, remember, Myers walked in first day, I think, of OTAs and was the starter at center. Basically, was the rest of the year. I don't know if they go that route with these guys, but maybe outside chance Walker gets that kind of treatment. But there's zero doubt they will be expected to contribute. I think there's little doubt in my mind that Wyatt will be a major part of the rotation up front to begin with. I'm not so sure he gets penciled in as a starter, but um, they'll they'll be involved early and often. There's zero doubt in my mind about that. Um, Now, look, they got to do the work, right? Like, it's great to have plans until you get on the grass and the guy's not living up to his end of the bargain or not putting on your practice tape what you saw on his college tape against NFL competition. I don't suspect that'll happen, but you never know. Um, some guys take a little bit longer to develop, hit the ground running. Sometimes their head's spinning, everything that's being asked of them in the NFL as opposed to college. And make no joke, it's no joke as far as the kind of the amount of fronts and coverages and things that are going to be kind of these young men are going to have to absorb as opposed to college. Now, college, yeah, it's a little bit more advanced than it used to be, but it's still pretty much like, okay, we're running cover two, we're running cover three, cover four, two man, cover one, and that's it essentially. Now, Georgia's a different animal. Obviously, they are leaps and bounds above pretty much everyone, and they're clearly running a little more zone dog, a little, they're a little more nuanced. But um, it's night and day, man. It's like Dorothy and Oz when everything goes from black and white to color. There's going to be a lot thrown at these guys, and they've got to be able to absorb it, and they've got to be able to take everything they learn in that classroom here coming up in these next couple weeks and exhibit it on the field when asked like that. Um, and that's the process now, right? And that's now the work begins. So all of that said, I suspect these guys played at a big time program at a high level against top flight competition. They'll be expected to come in and contribute, and I suspect they will. Justice had a really interesting piece over at Acme Packing Company, and he put it up on Twitter in regards to Goody and the programs that he's been kind of drawing from. I mean, the small school stuff, that was very Ted, but that seems to be kind of taking a back seat here the last couple drafts. Lots of Power Five, lots of bigger programs, small schools. Outside of Christian Watson, there hadn't been a whole lot of looks for them. On culture, what's up, man? If Watson is indeed the real deal, I'm thinking about sending a nice gift basket to Vikings management. Of course, there will be cheese in it, Pappy's. It's fascinating to me that the Vikings helped facilitate that trade. Now I know there are reports that the Packers tried to get to 32, and the Vikings didn't want them to get the fifth-year option. But the fact that they were open to trading with the Packers at all is just fascinating to me. I mean, I get it. You're getting the picks, right? And you got that ammo to get your guys. And who knows, maybe the people they end up selecting end up torturing the Packers for years. Entirely possible. But Christian Watson is a freak of nature, and he has superstar. Love the idea of Watson just terrorizing the Vikings secondary for the next decade and being able to say, thanks so much every time, like twice a year. I'm all in on that. Cameron, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. I love Goody trolling everyone, waiting till the second pick of the round 2 to take a wide receiver and continuing the first round wide receiver streak. He gets it. I mean, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it is pretty phenomenal. And like I said, sure sounds like all the reports indicate that he tried to get up into the first round, the last pick of the first round to get the wide receiver. So that would have ended the streak. But yes, yeah, I love the streak being intact. I really do. Big Daddy Cool Breeze, what's up, man? Bears equal poop. God. If you weren't on the live stream this weekend, you missed a lot. That's all I got to say. Thanks, Big Daddy Cool Breeze. Jeff, what's going on? Post draft, looking for a weak spot. Not seeing much. Tight end, maybe. I mean, if you're talking about flash and superstar potential, yeah, maybe tight end. But I think Tunyon getting back, and we don't know exactly what that timeline is going to look like. But don't forget, I know he started slow last year. He was really starting to come into his own there as right as he got hurt. He was asked to stay in line a lot more with the issues they were having at tackle because of injury. But man, Tunyon's legit. You know, he was a borderline Pro Bowler the year before in 2020. If he can regain that form, and I gotta think Devontae Adams not being in town, you can expect Rodgers to look Tunyon's way a few more times. Like he's going to put up some numbers, I would think. But yeah, as far as, quote unquote weaknesses, it's hard to say. I mean, you want to sit here and think, oh, yeah, they solved this and they did that and blah, blah, blah. And that's great. And we're all very excited. And this is what I'm talking about at this top here. I'm very excited about it, but they haven't solved anything yet. They haven't fixed or, you know, no kind of perceived need heading into this draft has been eradicated yet. These kids got to do the work and they got to show that they belong. They got to show they can hold up and compete against NFL talent. I mean, that's obviously the expectation. That's the standard, but you never really know till you see it. And you got to do the work. Jason, what's up, man? Whether it's the Georgia players with a G on their helmet or Watson having Packers tie in the late round safety that was a Packers fan, it seems Goot wants players that want to carry the G. I mean, some of that I think is happenstance, but I love the idea of the, you know, a type of player. I mean, back to McCarthy talking about Packers people, which was always just kind of nonsense. But yeah, that clip of Watson dancing in the snow that went around is so great. I mean, you want that kind of guy, no doubt about it. What else we got? What else we got? We got Marshall again. What's up, man? Saw this amazing stat. Quay had a faster 40 time than Devontae Adams. Wow, go Pack go. I mean, I said that on Thursday night. That Georgia defense was all about speed, man. And the fact that Walker can go sideline to sideline, can turn his hips, maybe start taking away some of that middle of the field stuff, whether it's running backs on the angle route, on the option route, the Texas route, what have you, tight ends down the seam. Gotta think that plays a little bit into it. And his speed should enable him to keep up with those folks. And we all know, Packers fans, for a long time, we've watched this defense, whether it's Joe Barry, whether it's Mike Pettin, hell, going back to Dom Capers, the middle of the field has been an issue forever. Now, some of that is the design of the defense and the calls that are made, and they just happen to have a good call on, their opponent just happens to have the right kind of antidote to it. But there has been a bit of a deficit athletically, and Walker goes a long way to potentially erasing that. And that's all it is potential. But yes, man, they could be cooking with gas there. I absolutely love it. His speed is an asset, or it should be. Super Edge, what's up? I got to think the Packers aren't done at tight end. I think they add some talent in the next couple months. Have a great day, Nags. It's a possibility. I think they have what they like. No doubt they're going to keep exploring avenues. But if you missed my video about 3 players I expect to take a significant jump, Tyler Davis is one of those guys that I really, really liked what we saw last year. Very limited opportunities, obviously, but that kid is a player, I think. Now, you never really know, but that, year to year jump, if he does the work and gets opportunities, makes the most of them, man, he could be a receiving threat. I really believe he's got the tools to do it. Long way to go, obviously, but yeah, they'll be on the lookout. The thing is, though, is the Tyler Davises of the world or the Daphnes of the world or whoever, they got to be able to contribute on teams. You bring somebody in, veteran or what have you, they better be able to contribute at this point. Tony, do you think the new wide receivers will get utilized right away? That's a good question. I think they'll have to prove it. They've got to prove it in practice each and every day. Aaron will have a big say in that as far as who he thinks is coming along and connecting with him and doing the things the right way, reading the coverages the same way, getting the adjustments at the line of scrimmage and doing the right thing off of those. And, it's a process. We all know that. But, obviously these guys are talented. Watson is a freak of nature. I think they'll, that's the hope. But again, they got to prove it. They got to do it. Nothing's going to be handed to them. It's like Matt always says, it doesn't matter how you got here. It matters what you do when you get here. And now they're there. Now they're Packers. Now they got to do the work and prove that they should be on the field. And that's the thing. You make plays every day in practice, it's going to make it tough for them to keep you off the field. At least to see what you can do in certain situations. Obviously, you start with OTAs, not a lot going on there, but once you get to training camp, that's your time to shine. It's time to make your case, put your resume out there and say, this is what I can do. So it's entirely up to these young men to do the work, turn some heads, get the coaches believing in them, get Aaron Rodgers believing in them. But yeah, I think, the hope, if not the expectation, is that they will be at least part of the rotation from the get-go. Oh, wait, sorry, got that one. Got Big Nick, what's up, man? As crazy as it sounds, I'm most excited about Samori. He has a Jared Abbrederis feel. Jared was my favorite receiver ever at Wisconsin. It's possible. I mean, you never know. You never know who's going to jump up and do exactly what I was just talking about. You make a bunch of plays in practice, all of a sudden, now let's bring him up with the ones and see what he can do, right? And I know speaking of Abbrederis, I know they got a kid from Wisconsin as an undrafted free agent. Who knows, baby? Who knows? Make those plays. Tyler, what's up? Seems like we got a class of RIS freaks and or big bodies. Very excited to follow through camp. Thanks for the draft stream. Help pass quarantine time. Oh man, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, that Brian loves the Packers in general. They love that RAS. For those of you who don't know, relative athletic score. But yeah, they got a bunch of freaks and they got a bunch of guys who've played at a high level against top flight competition, which again, like last year, you would expect that at least 2 or 3 of these guys are going to bust through and be, if not starting week 1, at least immediate contributors. Got to hit the ground running with this window with Aaron Rodgers. Jeezy baby, what's up, man? Is there anything worse in this world than post-draft grades a minute after the draft is over? I can think of lots of things that are worse. I mean, look, you don't like draft grades? Cool, don't read them. I arrived there about a decade ago, right? But some people love them. Some people love them as a form of kind of a conversation starter, as some kind of conversation stimulant, and that's fine. It's cool. It's just not my thing. Your mileage may vary. Uncultured, what's up, man? If there was a Mount Rushmore of self-important Packers voices, Bukowski and Bill Michaels would be on it. Bukowski's head would be the largest on the mount. Y'all need to leave Peter alone. I hear you, man. Jordan Love for Michael Thomas. No. I'm going to go with no. Brian was asked about Jordan in his post-draft presser, and it sure sounds like he's staying put. And I think they like him as a prospect still, and he's developing, and he's their backup. And I am in on that. What are my thoughts on the Green Bay Packers draft this year, Callum? I think they did a really good job of filling some holes potentially. Got a bunch of athletes, but now those guys got to do the work. That's going to be the theme you're going to hear from me the next couple months. So I'm really excited. It's probably the most excited I've been by a draft class in a long, long time. I will say that. I think the potential here is out of this world, but it's really up to them to do the work. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on Cheesehead TV's social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.